Before starting anything today, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart because it has been 6 months since we have started this journey of the podcast, Holistic Happiness. Inner peace or happiness. So let's understand this a little bit. How does this thing work? So let's understand first that from where stress comes. Okay, so let's say that you have a job, and because of some unfortunate event, a person is losing a job. Now the person is attached to that job, right? So he does not want that change. He wants to resist that change. That resistance leads to stress. All right. On another example, there can be something like there is a person who has a job and he has got a raise. He was expecting a 20% raise, he got a 10% raise. Now this raise is not matching to his expectation, and therefore he wants to make a change in that, and therefore he is stressed that how can he make this 10% to 20%, because in his mind he was thinking he will get 20%. Now he has got little less what he was expecting. So now this is a cause of concern. Now in both the situation, think of this: if the person accept the situation as it is, if the person does not resist the change, if the person does not want to make any change in the situation and it is accepting as it is, will they be stressed? If a person is sacked from the job and he is happy, okay, you have sacked me, it's fine. Now because he has belief that he is guided by higher power, or he has belief that he might be more valued in some other organization, his skills are needed somewhere else in the market, he will find another job. But there is no point in arguing with the current employer why you have sacked me. Maybe there are legal and ethical issues there. I'm not getting into that, I'm just talking from the plain and simple psychology and mindset perspective. All right. So that is what acceptance does. When you accept things and situations as they are, you let go of the worry, you let go of the stress that can come from resisting that change, right? And similar thing happens in people. So When you expect something from someone and when they do not do that thing, that can become the cause of stress. If you are expecting that someone will do some favor to you, if you are expecting that I have asked some money to my friend X and he will loan me that, and he is denying that, then it will lead to stress because you are expecting something. Instead, if you will accept it, that okay, he has, I have asked, he has not given, it's okay, I'm accepting it as it is, I'll find some other way to arrange money. All right, so when you are accepting things as they are, it will let go of the worry. All right, so what you need to do in order to practice acceptance, now we have just discussed that it is very powerful, it can lead to transformation, it can lead to beautiful life. So what you need to do in order to practice acceptance, so what you need to do, two things. I will highlight two things, there are many things that you can do. I will highlight two things. Number one, letting go of control. Don't try to control every aspect of every situation, circumstances, and person. Don't try to control anything. Just try to find out what is there that you can control in this particular situation, right? So, in our previous example, if a person is sacked from his job, let him think what he can do in this situation. Is there anything that he can do against the employer and he can get his job back? Is there anything that he can do and improve his skills and get another job? So, whatever in his control, just do that thing and let go of the control of the things that are not in your control, that are not controllable by you. So whatever you can control, just focus your energy only on those things. Okay, so this is tip number one. Tip number two, embrace imperfectionism. Along the way, when you are trying something in life, you will fail multiple times, and it is okay. Maybe you will succeed, but not that much as you want. In another example, we have talked that a person was expecting a 20% raise, he has got 10% raise. It's okay, you have made a progress. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. So whatever progress you have made, it's okay, embrace it, learn from it, and move forward. All right, so this was thing number one, acceptance, that can lead to a beautiful life and inner peace. Second thing is staying in the moment, or more popularly known as mindfulness. All right, so there is a popular notion related to mindfulness that you always have to stay in the now. You don't have to think, you don't need to think anything about the future, you don't need to think anything about the past. You always need to stay in the present. And if you are thinking about your future, you are missing out on your life. If you're thinking about your past, you are prisoner of the time. These are the notion. While they are true, but I will say that they are not 100% practical. For the majority population, it is not practical. What is practical in my opinion is that you learn from the past, you plan for the future, but spend most of your time in the present moment, right? So that is more practical. So we did some mistakes in the past, we can learn from it, we can introspect that, we can talk about it, sometimes we can laugh about it. All that is there. We can go down in the memory lane, and sometimes we can feel nostalgic. It's okay, it's fine. It becomes the problem when it is done in excess. So when you are spending more time in the past or in the future rather than in the present, then it becomes the problem. So mindfulness, in my opinion, is all about staying present more rather than spending more time in the past or in the future. All right, so this is mindfulness. So how can you practice mindfulness in your life, or how can you cultivate more mindfulness in your life? So I will highlight here another two things. So first thing is present moment awareness. Whatever you are doing, whenever you got reminded of it, just stay present. If you are brushing your teeth and you got to remember that you need to stay in the moment, just brush your teeth. Hear the sound of the brush and feel and taste how it is tasting. With all your senses, engage in the activity, in whatever activity you are doing. Okay, so whenever this thought hits you that you need to stay in the present, just engage yourself in that activity, in one activity only. Okay, so this is practice number one that you need to do. And second thing is purposely doing mindful breathing. So whenever you find some quiet time, some quiet moment, just sit straight and breathe normally as you breathe, but focus on your breathing, how you are inhaling and how you are exhaling, what all the points that air is touching in your airway when you are inhaling, and what are the points that air is touching when you are exhaling. All that thing you need to notice. You need to be completely aware of your breath. So these two things, if you will do, you will slowly and with time inculcate more mindfulness in your daily life. All right. Thing number 3, practice self compassion. So let's understand first what self compassion is and why it is important. So, self compassion is when you treat yourself compassionately, when you treat yourself as a friend or someone who needs to be treated compassionately instead of being too harsh or being highly criticized. Okay, so, and why it is important? Because in our life, there will be so many moments when you are not successful or you are not as successful as you thought you would be. All right, there will be so many mistakes, there will be so many failures, and we remember less of our success stories and more of our failures. So when we fail, we have this tendency and especially people who wants to achieve something and who are self driven, self motivated, they tend to criticize themselves a lot. All right, so that can sabotage their happiness. So what we need to do is we need to accept things as they are, as first thing that we talked, acceptance. We need to accept things as they are, and we need to treat ourselves compassionately. If we are not treating ourselves compassionately, what we start doing slowly, that we start treating ourselves as a failure, and we start treating ourselves that we are good for nothing, and that can hinder our happiness and inner peace. So that's why self compassion is important. All right. So, what we can do to inculcate and cultivate more self compassion in our daily life? So, again, I'll highlight two things. So, number one thing is kind self talk. So, we need to talk to ourselves kindly. We need not to be harsh, too harsh on ourselves. We need not to think of all the failures that we have done. Sometimes we can think of our achievement. Sometimes we can think of our failure as well. But I will talk about more in the next point. But this point, kind self talk is that you are talking more about your achievement to yourself. This is number one, and number two is you are talking to yourself as a friend. So if your friend has come to you and he has done a mistake and he has failed somewhere, and he has come to you, hey, I have done this mistake, I am feeling terrible, I've created a lot of mess. What you will do, you will not start criticizing that friend. You will not start saying that, hey, you are a failure, you always create mess, you should not be doing that. What you will do instead, that you will say, it's okay, it happens, life is like that, it's all right, you need to move on. And similarly, you need to talk to yourself that it happens, it is life, mistake happens, we need to move on. All right, so this was point number 1, kind self talk. Point number 2 is embracing mistakes and failures as learning opportunity. So mistakes happen, it is life, right? Failures happen, it is life. What we need to do is we need to learn from them and implement the learning in our current or present moment so that we can make it better next time. All right, so that is all I have to say about practicing self compassion. Okay, so next thing is being grateful. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough the power of gratitude. See what happens, why it is so important. So let's say that you have some basic necessities, and if you are listening to this podcast, I assume that you have basic necessities because at least you have a smart device, at least a smartphone or an iPad or a laptop where you are listening to this. So most probably you might be having a roof over your head, maybe rented or maybe owned, but you have it. So by definition, you have a lot of things that are all a lot of basic amenities, you already have it, right? So when we have so much to survive and live our life, which our ancestors did not have. Anyways, that's a different story whether we should compare ourselves to our ancestors or not. But let's talk about ourselves, that we have so many things. We have so many things to live and to do well in our life, right? So why not be grateful? But what we do instead, we start criticizing and we start picking things that we do not have. We compare ourselves with our friends, maybe on social media, maybe with celebrities, maybe with our competitors, and we start seeing things what they have and what we don't. They have a luxury car, I don't. They have a big house, I don't. They have such and such things, I don't. And when we start thinking of all the things that we lack, we start cultivating the mindset of poverty, mindset of lack. And then we start treating ourselves as a failure, and we start forgetting all the blessings that we have. And anyways, you do not need to have all these gadgets and all to be grateful. All the good things in life is free. Sunlight is free, air is free, water, most of the places in the world, it is free. And so many plants and greenery is free. Looking at feeling the nature, looking at the sea, that is free. So many good things in life is free, are free, right? So be grateful for everything that you have. And when you start being grateful for everything that you have, you start cultivating the mindset of prosperity. You start thinking that, oh, I have so many things, I am an achiever, right? When you start working from that mindset, the possibility of achieving more and more becomes higher, right? So that is why you need to be grateful, you need to practice gratitude, you need to have the attitude of gratitude. So what you can do in order to cultivate more gratitude and attitude of gratitude in your life, I will highlight two practices. Number one is gratitude journal. Okay, so you can keep a journal, and every day you can start writing things that you are grateful for. All right, and it's a simple exercise, but it's a very very powerful exercise. Don't type it out, just use a pen and write things which you are grateful for, right? Practice number 2 is express gratitude to others. There are so many people who does good to us, and it does not have to be a very big thing yet that you need to express gratitude towards. It can be a simple thing. If somebody has passed you a glass of water, you can say thank you. Somebody has hold the door for you, you can say thank you. You can express your gratitude, and more specific you become in expressing your gratitude, happier you will feel within you, right? And it will spread happiness. The other person will also be happy when you express gratitude towards them, and this positive vibes create a positive environment that creates positivity inside you, and that makes you happy, that leads to inner peace and inner happiness. All right, so that was about gratitude. Next thing is follow your dharma. Now, it might not look so lucrative and so glamorous, but in Indian philosophy, there's a huge respect for following your dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word, and it can roughly be translated as duties. So you have certain duty as a person. You have, if you are a son, you have certain duties as a son. If you are a father, you have certain duties as a father. If you are a wife, you have certain duties as a wife. Everyone has certain duties. If you are a citizen of a country, then you have certain duties as a citizen of a country, right? If you are an employee or an employer, you have your respective responsibilities. So everyone has some responsibility, some duties. And if you start fulfilling those duties, right, I'm not asking you to fulfill everyone's expectation of you, no. What you think your duty is, as a father, as a brother, as a sister, as a wife, as an employer, as an employee, whatever your duty is, if you start fulfilling that, that itself is a very very big win. That will boost your confidence, that will start creating the attitude of gratitude automatically. Don't ask me how it is related, but when you start doing that, you will be set on the right path of happiness, and other things will also start falling in place. It is that powerful. So you need to just perform your duties, whatever you think your duty is as a person in that particular situation. All right. So following your dharma will lead to inner peace and inner happiness. So how you can follow your dharma? I will highlight two things again. Number one is align your actions with your values. Every one of us has certain values. For some people it is family, for some people it is making an impact, for some people it is creativity, for some people it is some other thing. Whatever your value is, try to align your action with your values. Now, there might be sometimes there is that there is some clash between your duty and your value. And if there is not a big clash, if it is not overshadowing each other, you can have them separate in separate times, right? So align your action with your values. In other words, do something for your own vision, for your own values, every day or at least regularly. Second thing, find joy in accomplishing responsibilities. Sometimes your responsibilities can not be so glamorous, right? It can be some simple and mundane things that you need to perform, but it's okay. You need to find joy in accomplishing them because it is your dharma, it is your duty to complete those things. And if you want, then you can, in the end of at the end of the completion of your duty or responsibility, every time or every week, you can assign some reward to yourself, that once I'm done with this, I will reward myself with a cup of tea, or maybe 1 hour of my favorite series, or whatever, however you want to reward yourself. So these are things that you can do to follow and cultivate more following that the dharma of yours. All right, next is do something for your mind and body. Our mind and body and soul are not different entities, but they are different pieces of same puzzle. So if your mind or body is not healthy, if your mental health is not good or your physical health is not good, you will not experience anything, you will not experience happiness. You see, it is not all about mind game. It's not all about mindset or mental state. Happiness has a lot to do with your physical health as well. So you need to take care of your body and mind both. So pick one habit that keeps you healthy, let's say walking, let's say running, or any sport, or maybe going to gym regularly, or whatever you like, some physical activity that keeps you healthy. And pick one activity that keeps your mind sane, maybe mindful breathing, journaling, creative expression, painting, whatever you like, right? But do something for your mind and body, because only when your mind and body are healthy, only then you can experience happiness. If you have everything in your bucket list, if you have everything in front of you, but you do not have good health, you will not be able to experience it. We experience everything in this world through our body. If we do not have this body, we will not be able to experience anything in this world, right? So it is our duty, it is our dharma to take care of our own body first, take care of our own mind first. So keep your mind and body healthy, right? Next is create or contribute. We humans are happiest when we create something. So let's say you are a creator, creator of art or anything, creator of wealth, whatever you want to create. Or if you are not a creator, at least you are a contributor. All right. So let's say there is a person who is a great painter, let's say for example Leonardo da Vinci. When he must be at his best, I'm just assuming, I have not read it, he must be at his best when he's creating something, some design, some painting, or whatever he wanted to create. But there were other who were not as intelligent as Leonardo, so they were there to support him, they wanted to support him. If he needs something, they used to bring that thing to him. So when you create or when you contribute, you feel at the best. So how you can create or contribute more in life? So let's say random act of kindness. I'm going to highlight 3 points here. Random act of kindness. So if you have money, you can donate some money to someone, right? If somebody needs your hand to cross the road, you can just give that hand to that person. If you are going in a bus and somebody is in need of the seat more than you do, then you offer your seat to that person. So random act of kindness, when you do that, you will feel good. Other Rather, don't think about the other person, whether they are feeling good or not. It doesn't have to do anything with that person, it has to do everything to your own happiness. When you do that, when you contribute to lessen the burden or lessen the problem of some other person, you will feel good from within because you have contributed. See, it's innate in our human genome that when we contribute to other people, we feel good. So random act of kindness, whenever you can, do some random act of kindness. Second thing is mentoring or sharing knowledge. Mentoring someone, guiding someone, or sharing your knowledge, sharing your experiences, that how you have reached where you have reached, that is a great service to others. You have done something in your life. Maybe if even if you have not achieved anything in your life, you have done hundreds of mistakes. That hundreds of mistakes of experience of hundreds of mistakes that you have, that you can impart to others, so that others do not do the same 100 mistake that you have done. All right. So sharing knowledge, mentoring, guiding is a great service to other people. And people are always in need of a good mentor or someone who can share their experience. Always share your story, share your experience, so that other people can get the guidance from them. Or choose any other way to service. Choose any other way to serve. Maybe volunteer in an NGO. Start your own NGO if you can, and start your own some little service that help people. I see in my hometown there are people, when it is winter, in my hometown winters are cold, a little bit more cold than usual. So people go out and donate blankets and other food items and cloth item to people who are sleeping on the roads. So they are, that's their way to serve. All right. And then there are people who cook food for everyone, and anyone can chime in, and they can contribute, or they can go there and they can eat also. Right. So choose any other way, whichever suits you. Choose any other way to serve. And service is not for others. Remember this, service is not for others. Don't do service if you are serving others. Serve yourself by serving others. So when you are serving others, you should not feel that, hey, I am serving others so that they return me some favor, or God will return me that favor. Don't do that. Do it for yourself. Serve other for yourself. Serve others only when you are feeling happy. And if you are not, just try to do that experiment. But if you are going with this intention, that because I am serving other people, I'm serving poor people or any other people, or maybe stray dogs or cats, God will help me. Don't go out with that mindset. It's a business, it's not service. You are asking some favor in return of some favor, right? So don't do that. So serve when it comes from within. Just try once or twice, you will feel good. So for that feeling, good feeling, do service for that good feeling, that you are feeling good by serving others. Right. All right. All right. So this was 7 ways that can lead to inner happiness and inner peace. So you can opt for any one, or you can opt for all 7. And there are others as well, but I have chosen which I have found most prominent in the Indian philosophy. And I tried to share tidbits about them. If you want to know more, you can let me know in the comment box. I will try to elaborate them further. All right. So you can opt for anyone, as I was saying, that you can opt for anyone and just stick to one, whichever resonates with you the most. Stick to that one. And all other things will start falling in the place. For example, if you just stick to gratitude, once you start practicing gratitude, you will start noticing slowly you are more prone to following your dharma. You are more prone to accepting things as they are. So all other things will start falling in the place once you start following just one thing. So don't try to rush things, don't try to make things happen. Just pick one, stick to one, and other things organically will fall into the place. All right. So this was all about finding inner peace and inner happiness. Now let's talk about a little bit about Holistic Happiness Club. Holistic Happiness Club is a place where we talk anything and everything that is related to happiness. Our aim and our philosophy is that happiness is a lifestyle. It is not a single faceted thing, it is a multifaceted thing. And that is why we need to focus on each and every area of our life, be it your love life, be it your friends and family, your social life, be it your finances, be it your career, be it your wealth, be it your health. Everything contributes to your happiness. And everyone is unique. Every individual is different. So your template, your path to happiness will be different from mine. And this is what we try to do. This that we try to design unique pathway for everyone. So join us on this journey of beautiful transformational journey of holistic happiness. Become a member of Holistic Happiness Club and enjoy so many courses, weekly talks, Q&A, and so many other perks. And there is and join the beautiful community of like-minded people who are striving for happiness, right? So this is all about holistic happiness, and my name is Akshay Tiwari, and I'm a holistic happiness coach. I'm the author of the book called Usher. So you can, if you want to connect with me on social media, Instagram is the place. Happiness Architect is my handle. You can also connect with me on my website akshaytiwari.in, and there are other social media handles as well. You can connect with me in there as well. And till the time we are seeing each other again, thank you so much for listening. Stay blessed, stay well wherever you are. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, take care of the people around you, and always remember, happiness is a lifestyle.